Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright Justice for All, as we survived the first little session in court. However, having revealed our amnesic state, someone has come along to find us. You were here all along, they say. Who could it be? But Maya, of course. You're so mean. I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. When I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left. Now who in the heck is this? Well, the person who works for you, so I assumed it must have been them. Let me guess. I'm supposed to know this girl too. Hey, good morning, Maggey. And good morning to you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh, and what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with the ultra decisive super important evidence! Here you are, Nick, the thing you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? It has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in... There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Alright, so we have a names list added to the court record. Why, thank you, Maya. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me. Where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggey found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright is... Mr. Wright, recess is now over. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately. Oh, oops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. You're coming in with me? I guess I have all the pieces now. More or less. All that's left is to put it all together. I'm not going to lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick. Better get a move on. Yeah. So we move to just before midday in the district court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words. What is it, Mr. Payne? It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I asked if the court might be a little lenient on... There is no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls this next witness a drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Please state your name for the court, witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Huh? Oh, alright. Go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk. Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and coloured me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me a university student but to give in and just settle would be evil is definitely everything in my life is to be of the utmost highest top grade quality. I'm merely looking for that perfect top-notch unbeatable university. I have the rigorous selection process and I was so serious. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox? Ugh. I have to question him. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. That's enough. Your name, witness. Oh? Is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Oh man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I am Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit.
Ahem, Mr. Wellington. On the day of the murder, you were taking a, strolling through the park, correct?
It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with Mummy. If you must know, I am...
Anyway, please testify to this court what you saw during your walk through the park.
See, you said it again. Taking a walk. You know, you...
What you witness will do, Mr. Wellington.
And so we learn what he saw that day. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer.
The banana? That was certainly a decisive testimony.
Decisive? Nick, did you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggey?
Yes, and if she really is innocent, and that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying. You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright.
I'll find out the truth, no matter how well you craft your lies. And so we listened to Mr. Wellington once again. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. Were you now? So you were at the park all afternoon? You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name, trashy university.
No name?
Trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country.
But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now.
Oh, please. Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m.
Hold it!
How did you know what time it was?
I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate, biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you.
His arrogance is really intolerable.
So what should I do now? Press harder? Just annoy him?
Slap my hands! Answer the question! How do you know what time it was?
I looked at the clock in the picture, probably. I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was a little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's a thing that tells you the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene.
Oh.
So it is. I looked at that clock, and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept of breaking fragments is totally not nonsense. A real first-class person to live by, nor is the end to wear a watch. Ha! What a ridiculous notion people should live freely without constraints. And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case, All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes.
Hold it!
And how did you know he was a police officer?
You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle practically screamed, and it was also the way he tied his cheap-nosed low tie. Yeah, no, I suppose it was because he was wearing an officer's uniform, mainly.
Should that statement have come first? Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Hey, Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do?
Even I haven't figured that out yet.
Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady.
Hold it!
Are you sure you got a good look at her face?
Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have two of them. Yes, even you.
I don't care if I have them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face?
That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning.
Sustained, Mr. Wright. Please refrain from raising your voice in this court.
And please don't make me have to raise my voice. Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there.
Hold it!
So you're sure you were not mistaken?
Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There is no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake.
Of course, of course.
Ho 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 ho. Of course. Did you notice anything else of interest, witness?
The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with a police officer.
Hold it!
That sounds interesting. The banana?
Well, it was actually more than just one, more like a bunch of bananas.
Now what would a bunch of bananas be doing there?
And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. It's really strange.
Maggey never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas.
That's it, Nick. He's got to be lying about the bananas.
He could be, but there's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene.
And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing, and it was something else.
He mistook something else for a bunch of bananas. Then that would be an inaccuracy.
Think, Phoenix, think!
If my client is innocent, there is no way he could have seen what he says he did.
Which means if we can somehow show he's lying...
Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do.
She's right. She's got a sharp mind. But I just wish I could remember who she is. Is everything okay, Nick?
I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation, but I think it's the bananas we're interested in. Because it wasn't bananas.
Objection!
It was a baseball glove.
Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here.
Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier?
But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
Isn't that the baseball glove?
Huh? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite?
That's not... It's a...
No! Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness loves bananas, has bad eyesight or knows nothing about baseball. I think we can go with that one, eh? By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Because if we prove he has bad eyesight, I'm guessing we can say that the earlier two statements about the "I definitely saw the witness there," or not the witness, the defendant, become in doubt. By the way, just how bad are your eyes? Huh? Why are you asking me all about this all of a sudden?
Your Honor, it is very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas.
No, I don't think so. Objection overruled. You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse to accept Galileo. You're too used to what you really realize. Sure, in the end, we find out that it's in fact a glove when viewed from afar. I do think there's enough room for doubt, don't you?
And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is.
They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right? Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then?
Oh.
That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them...
How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then?
How about it, witness? You are an unrelenting evil man. You're like those people who regret Joan of Arc. She was brave and courageous, only to be caught by horrible, and why she didn't do anything wrong, she was still personally better than...
Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time.
Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant
cannot be proven to be the same by this witness.
Objection!
Oh, you would, wouldn't you?
But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path.
Witness, please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, please continue with your testimony.
Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime.
A new testimony. The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 p.m. when I made the call. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away? Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer! You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright. Sure, so what happened next? The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. Probably trying to get round and down. She ran away, just like that? Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education? Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client?
The witness has already answered that question. He has stated that the defendant is the culprit.
This is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record. How can I get more information out of him? After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Immediately? As in immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen, or did they not teach that at your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey, Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. Yes, I think I should as well. With that said, let's present. It must have been 6:45 when he made the call. The time of death was 6:28. Can I present it to that statement, I wonder?
Objection!
Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this? And would we please take a look at this next episode? Because we presented yet another piece of evidence in the way of winning as Phoenix wags his finger in a very I know what I'm doing fashion. Tune in next time as we realise, or make it very much known the fact, that someone just stood there for like 17 minutes and not did anything at all. That's a bit weird. Suspicious to go with it. Join me next time for more. Bye-bye.